Still good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you for your time. I'm here today with my colleagues and friends as well. Michal Ruda from Czech Radiokomunikace and Paolo from RehiveTech. And what we are going to present today starts a bit wider because we are supposed to present you a gateway, but as you can see, we are talking about strategic segments. Why is that? Well, first of all, the strategic segments, we need to define who that is. So, strategic segments are global agencies, governments. Is it working? Yeah. Okay, now I can see. So, global agencies, governments, critical infrastructure generally. So, if we kind of take it externally, we are talking about military, we are talking about police and rescue, we are talking about critical state infrastructure, telecommunications, energetics, transportation. Now, what they need higher, they need high reliability, which means we can't offer them something that may or may not work. There is no chance. There is zero fault tolerance in that. What we need is full control. We can't simply tell them it's going to be handled over by those servers. We can't tell them, well, it can be accessed by somebody, but there are some passwords. There is no option for that. It has to be perfect, full control, and we need offline ability as well, because on the following slides, I'm going to show you why for critical services, this is actually critical as well. Redundancy and scalability, I guess I don't need to explain that. It has to be redundant, there has to be a backup, and there has to be an option to scale up. Otherwise, the whole commercial part doesn't make sense. So if we look at what is in the market today, and I'm going to do a comparison. I'm going to do a comparison of two general concepts. I'm not talking about specific technologies. I'm not talking about specific companies because it's not fair. They are not here. So the first is kind of a standard. We all know that. We have a base station. That base station is covering, let's say, single kilometers in range. And it's very simple to use. So if we take narrowband IoT, for example, you buy a device, you pay a subscription, you buy a SIM card, you log in, and that's it, you're good to go. There are some limitations, underground, deep indoors, but we all know that. We have all been using mobile networks and wireless networks for some time. Yet, the intelligence sits on the cloud. This can be an advantage when we are talking about non-critical applications, because you just need to buy a subscription, you find the network, and you connect. That's it. You don't need to worry about if there is a server installed, if there is some specific router in that place, because it's based on cloud. But if something happens anywhere between the cloud and the base station, and that can contain servers, backbones, MPLSs, mobile networks, you name it, the solution dies. Now, if we compare it with what we are trying to push through with the technologies that I'm going to mention, which namely is IQRF and LoRa, we go for local autonomy, which means if we take IQRF as an example, roughly 500 meters circle, there are fair ranges, but what happens is every device you connect extends your network. We all know that. We have been discussing IQRF for some time, so I don't need to mention it too deep. But one more thing is that if the cloud dies, for whatever reason, the solution is still working. This is critical for critical applications, and you cannot really approach a government agency without having this capability. They're just going to tell you, you're crazy. I'm not going to have my solution somewhere on the cloud. Now, as we can see, with our solution, we can solve that. And not only that, you could say our weak point is the gateway, right? Well, we can have a secondary gateway for that. And then we have a redundancy. And that's the redundancy part. Now, the same thing from, let's say, architecture point of view. So you can see that the cloud is in the center of the solution. So if something happens, you lose everything, which means you can't put an elevator on that or a gate at a shopping mall. You can imagine what happens if a shopping mall parking place gets jammed for 10 minutes. It's gone. So even shopping malls can be considered as a critical applications in some cases. Now, in our case, oops, what just happened? Okay. In our case, you can see the gateway is the center. So whatever happens, our solution keeps working. And all we need to do is renew the collection to the cloud, because what belongs, according to my opinion, to the cloud is remote management, statistics, data gathering, not the intelligence. From my point of view and from the projects I've been working on, this is too risky. Now, strategic segments. We discussed about that each technology brings its unique value. Each value extends the possible scope, which means that by combining IQRF and LoRa, we benefit from both technologies very well. Which means low power while keeping the grid independence, because both technologies can be locally autonomous. We have the long range. We have autonomous intelligent 240 hops mesh network, which we have been discussing here. And mainly, concluding above, if addressing large corporate or strategic segments, there is not a single technology that can cover everything. And this is my point. We have to collaborate. We have to cooperate. Otherwise, we are doomed to fail. And that's the conclusion. And thus, we need to embrace the cooperation and interoperability as well. And I guess this is one of the advantages of both LoRa and IQRF. So with that being said, I would like to hand over to to Palo, who is going to show you the gateway.
Is this working? Okay. Hello again. So I would like to show you some hardware now. We have this Aurora Hub gateway, which is very powerful hardware, combining not only IQRF, but as it was said by Peter, also the LoRa. If it is possible to switch to camera, I will show you that it's pretty small piece of hardware, as you can see here. And it's equipped with 4-cores ARM Cortex-A553 processor, running at up to 1.5 gigahertz. And it's also equipped with 8 gigabyte of internal storage. And if you put there a stick or dongle, or how to say this, just small like this one, very small one. You can get IQRF connectivity, and if I change this for this little bit bigger one, it's also with LoRa inside. So from the bottom side there is an IQRF module installed, and from the upside there is a LoRa module installed. And it's very simple. You can just put it into your gateway. And that's basically all. You get IQRF and LoRaWan connectivity for your projects. So as you can see here in presentation, imagine the possibilities of these both technologies connected together. And basically, this is again the screen with gateway connected with LoRa and IQRF module on it. And this is how it looks like again. And that's probably all. The gateway is built upon NanoPi platform, which is, as I said before, very powerful platform. It's also equipped with Wi-Fi connection, Bluetooth connection, and USB 2 ports and gigabit Ethernet. And we are providing this with aluminum case. Software installed on it is running classical Debian, Linux, Pixla client, as you have seen before, IQRF daemon software. Both these software are communicating to the Pixla cloud via internet, and the WAN connectivity is done within the LoRaWan to Czech Radiokomunikace network. So that's all, and now you will see some demonstration of these technologies based on this gateway.
Yes. Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Michal Ruda from Czech Radiokomunikace, CRA. We are well known as a national broadcaster of TV and radio signals. So we are the operator of the nationwide LoRaWan IoT network too. So let me start with a short story. I met a friend a couple of months ago, and he says, "Hey, Michael, I just realized what the IoT abbreviation really means." Okay, nice. Tell me. It's I only talk. Nice, isn't it? So please switch to my notebook. I will try to prove that this ugly joke is not true and show you some demo. So actually we have a little bit customized Aurora hub gateway here. The customization is in the color here, which have to be in good fit with the CRA logo type and so on. Here you can see is the Pixel, the management software. Pavel I've been presenting it in the morning. So this one is a very simple dashboard from the Node-RED, where we implemented some small piece of business logic. What we have next? We have the Netio Cobra, which is standard IQRF smart power outlet. You know it. And we have something special I'm going to show you. Of course, we can control the functionality through the dashboard locally in the gateway. You can see here the power outlet is on right now. The dashboard shows the power outlet is out, and we can see some measurements. What happens when we can include some other device? This is a tiny LoRaWan button from Rack Wireless, and I can try to push it and generate a LoRa message. Hopefully it will work. Okay. Okay, let's try to reset it. It worked very well a couple of minutes ago.
I'm so happy that it doesn't happen only to me.
It happens. Okay. That's not the point of the... it worked. So nice. You can see the power outlet is off right now. We can try to push it again. It is on, and again it is off. So we can incorporate any remote devices which are connected to some wide area networks to the complex use cases to control something in autonomous IQRF mesh network. And what about the data? Here we can see the simple dashboard. You can recognize the Grafana dashboarding system here. The dashboard shows the same data as the Node-RED. So right now, I can try to switch on the gateway. We use the 20-second loop for the LoRaWan messaging here just to speed up the presentation. So we need to wait maximum up to 40 seconds to see the effects in the dashboard. It's here. So we see the power state is on and some data are coming. The power consumption of the current, which goes to this small LED lamp, is about 10 milliamps. You can imagine that we are able to push all of these data to the cloud application through the LoRaWan network. Of course, yes, we do this demo this way. All of you can see on the screen right now is related on 13 bytes of data sent from the Aurora Hub to the cloud, which is fortunately 1 byte above the Sigfox payload limit. So we are at the end with our short demo of interoperability of the possibilities, endless possibilities of our technologies when we are cooperating and we are doing the right things right way together. Thanks for your attention.
Thanks a lot. Is there anything that you want to say, or that's it?
Yes, thanks.
All right, so I have some questions. If the audience, what about the audience?
As usual.
Nothing. So Michal, like, can you tell us a little bit more, like, where this could be used? Like, give us a couple of use cases, like where you would really combine the IQRF and LoRa.
Of course, the mesh network systems like IQRF works very well in cases where you are in some locality where you need, let's say, independence, where you need some autonomy functionalities. And of course, you have to push the data or receive the commands from some application somewhere in the cloud. This demo goes to use cases where the, let's say, powering of the controlling devices, sensors, actors, is not so easy when we have to use some power harvesting from the sunlight and so on. And in these cases, we can benefit from low power communication, not only in the mesh side, but on the wide area network side too.
Okay, thanks. So, Paul, a question to you, like, is this going to be a standard product in your portfolio that anyone can buy, or like, what's the plan? Or it was just like a one shot?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. Generally, it will be available in a few weeks, and basically, yes, we would like to sell it for other customers. So maybe if someone is interested in this,
all right,
you can buy it in IQRF Solution Shop. The price will be something around, I hope, under 200 euros.
All right, so 200 euros for. So, and it's like a LoRa node and IQRF gateway, right?
Yeah, together.
All right.
LoRa with IQRF together. Because actually you can get now Aurora Hub IoT Gateway with IQRF technology on the IQRF Solution Shops. And maybe in a few weeks we can also put the version with LoRa.
Okay, so it's really a matter of weeks right now. So
I hope so.
Okay, so we have to put it online then. Right. Peter, do you have any like specific projects with that you want to tackle, or like what's, let's say, what are the business cases where you want to like steer this to?
Thank you for the question. Thank you for the question. So honestly, there are 3 projects currently where we basically need that gateway. Unfortunately, those projects fall under strategic projects, and despite my attempt, I'm not allowed to say even the company names for that. So there are 3 existing projects. You can consider them as very large. And I believe when those projects are being launched, I believe it's going to be a big bang also in the media. So 3 projects existing, and then there is one kind of a off-the-grid concept with one organization that we are preparing. And the demand for LoRa/IQRF gateway came actually from that company. I'm not allowed to say the name as well. I'm very sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, like, we'll get you drunk tonight, so we'll get it out of you. All right. All right. So the next steps, we will get the gateway. We work on the project. So anyone can, like, once there is the gateway, anyone can test it. Like playing with themselves. Like, do you provide, by the way, as a because I'm not so familiar with LoRaWan. So how, like, let's say I want to play with this kit. So what do I need? Do I need to assign somewhere? Like, how this can work?
So for the LoRaWan part, we provide here in the Czech Republic and Slovak Republic too, with our sister company Radiokomunikace, LoRaWan services, and you can use our freemium plan to easily subscribe on the website and use our connectivity for up to 10 devices, I hope. And it's, I think, enough for this kind of pilot projects or prototyping.
Okay, so it's a call for you guys to try it out. So thank you very much. And yeah, looking forward to have this project up and running.